Yesterday, an admin by the name of _Ona released probably the best patch notes I've ever seen in Hypixel Skyblock's existence. This has a very large effect on Yeti fishing, as well as the Yeti rod, and a bunch of other things related to that. So today we're going to be talking about all the new changes that came in those patch notes, because they are very exciting for us with the Yeti fishing series, as well as just regular players who enjoy fishing. So stick around. Before we can fully get into today's video, I do need to say thank you so much for 58,000 subscribers. And if you aren't yet subscribed, consider doing it, because only 35% of the people watching this video are actually subscribed. So if you're in that 65%, I think you guys know what you need to do. Also, leave a like on the video because Yeti fishing is awesome, and we got a big update today. So first, I just want to go over what happened to fishing in general. They added a bunch of new level requirements similar to the dragon sets where it comes to like combat and different dungeon items. They applied this to fishing, and I think it was actually really smart. One of the big changes that they made is to shark scale armor, adding a requirement of fishing skill level 24. This might sound high to some of the lower level fishing players, but you can't even fish up a great white shark without being fishing 24. So it does make sense that this does have this requirement, and I completely understand it, but it's something that players just have to live with. They also added requirements to other fishing rods. Apparently I can't see them on any of the ones that I'm using, but they did add fishing skill requirements for some of the other rods. So make sure you look at those before you start trying to fish with something you can't even use. In the last previous patch notes, they actually added a brand new armor set called Salmon Armor. It was an armor set I wanted to make a video on, but there wasn't anything too special about it, so I feel like now is a good place to kind of slip that in. So as you can see, I have a full epic salmon set, as you can see right here. It was quite a few stacks of enchanted salmon, but overall wasn't too expensive. Has an ability called Water Burst. When wearing the full set, grants the wearer with the ability to burst forward when sneaking in water. Also, each piece grants plus 1.5% sea creature chance. So you're thinking, why are you showing me this set? And that's because they actually reworked it in this brand new patch notes. If we go into our collection and we go to fishing over the salmon, they actually moved it from raw salmon 9 to raw salmon 7. And that is because they lowered the rarity on it. And they actually kept like almost all the same base stats, but they just lowered the rarity and the cost to craft it. Now it is much cheaper. Like I spent stacks and stacks of enchanted raw salmon, and now it's like 24 pieces of enchanted raw salmon. So a little unfortunate, but nonetheless a good rework. But what's pretty cool is that now my set is actually pretty valuable, because the new set is only the rare rarity, and my salmon set is already epic, not recombobulated. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to hold on to it. It's a really cool collector's piece. It has a lot more health and defense than the other salmon set. So yeah, little kind of collection thing I can hold on to now. Although it might seem useless to have an epic set of salmon armor, and in my opinion, it probably is. Like, I don't see when I would actually ever use this set, especially that I have shark scale and I'm fishing level 39. I just don't see myself ever really needing the salmon set. But something that's really cool, not only is it a collector's piece, but the price on the epic salmon armor is just through the roof. Or it was earlier, so I'm curious what it's at now if we go and check really quickly. Yeah, a pair of boots is 3 million coins, helmet 3.49, yeah, 3.5 there as well. Pigacle getting in on the action. 3.5 for a chest plate, and the cheapest leggings are actually 5.9 million coins. So my armor set, which I crafted for about 1 million coins worth of salmon, is now worth at least 12 to 15 million coins, which in my opinion is a big upgrade in terms of price. And I'm sure that as these sell out and people kind of keep them to themselves, I wouldn't be surprised if this price goes higher as well, because there's no way to get epic salmon armor anymore. And I'm almost tempted to recombobulate mine, because I haven't seen a single piece of recombobulated salmon armor making it legendary. So I think it would be really cool to recombobulate mine and kind of keep it maybe even on an armor stand on my island. Just something that, you know, it's unobtainable anymore. So it's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting. I just find it cool when you get items in this game that no one else will be able to craft ever again. So it's a little cool thing to keep on to. Now it's time to talk about the changes that came to Yeti fishing. So there were a few changes. They changed the recipe of the auger rod to now include the Yeti rod into the recipe. This is a very good change in my opinion. The Yeti rod has been one of the most useless rods in the game. Absolutely no purpose to use it. And now you actually have to catch a Yeti, kill it, hopefully get a Yeti rod if you want to go ahead and craft the auger rod. So I think this is a very crucial change. So not only was the Yeti rod actually added to the auger rod craft, but it's also gone up in price a good amount. Or it was earlier. In fact, I sold 2 of them, or I think 3 or 4 of them actually, 4 Yeti rods for about 1.4 million coins, which is a lot better than what they were before. Yeah, they've already dropped down quite a bit. But now there's a little bit of value to them. Before, it wasn't even worth auctioning them. Everyone's been holding on to Yeti rods for so long just due to how terrible they are. So now that they have a little bit of a purpose, and they actually have some buffs too, which increase your walk speed by 1% for every 10 fish that you've catched with this rod, maximum increase of 100% speed. I don't know when you'd want your walking speed this high, especially while you're holding a fishing rod, especially if you're like Yeti fishing or regular fishing. No one needs to be walking that fast, but still something interesting, I guess. Not really sure why that was added, but the Yeti rod now also doubles the chance of sea creatures that you spawn to be winter sea creatures. So it's basically like an underdog to the auger rod. And so if you can't afford an auger rod right away, there's still purpose behind the Yeti rod because you can actually use it to double your Yeti chance, and that's what the auger was before. So it's like the old Yeti, but way more way cheaper and actually affordable, and actually works well. So I'm really happy with this change as well. Along with adding the Yeti rod to the auger rod craft, they also upped the rarity on the auger rod. It used to be an epic fishing rod, and now it's a legendary. So my legendary one is now a mythic because I had it recombobulated, as you can see. But the recipe now has the Yeti rod in the center, as well as still 2 stacks of enchanted packed ice. So don't worry, if you already have an auger rod, you didn't spend any more money. It is still 2 stacks of enchanted packed ice, which is really good to see. But now you need a Yeti rod in the center, which I think is a really good purpose for it. They also made some changes to the Yeti rod. They lowered the rarity of it and the fishing speed, but they also upped the fishing speed on the auger rod, making it the same fishing speed now as the Rod of the Sea. So this is a very good change because I've always been like debating on the auger rod, and now that it has the same fishing speed as Rod of the Sea, it gives me a little bit more confidence that I should definitely be using it when I'm Yeti fishing. So very good change. I'm very, very happy to see this. And overall, just the auger rod's a lot better, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. So as you can see, one of its abilities is breaks nearby ice blocks when it lands. That was already really good. The auger rod used to double the chance to get winter sea creatures. Now it triples the chance of the sea creatures that you spawn to be winter sea creatures. So this buffs how many Yetis we're going to be getting overall, with the increased fishing speed and the upped rarity, meaning that our reforge actually gives us more sea creature chance. We're going to be getting a lot more Yetis now, and this is actually very exciting. So I'm curious what it's going to be like to actually try this thing. We haven't had a winter or Jerry Island yet because it literally ended and then the patch notes came out. So in 4 days and 20 hours, maybe I'll even live stream it, but we'll test it out then. So something quickly that I really want to compare, if we go to my Sky Crypt or like the new Sky Leah profile, as you can see, I've caught and killed 121 Yetis, as you can see right here. Now that's a lot of Yetis, but if this auger rod change was used at the beginning, and if I was actually fishing with auger rod the entire time, I would have at least 183 Yetis instead of 121. That's how big of a change it is. By adding an extra third onto what we were getting before, basically doubling what adding a third on is actually the right way to put it, but I would be at 183 Yeti kills, and that would probably be where all the pets I haven't gotten have been hiding, which is kind of sad because I've only gotten 2 Yeti pets, if you guys recall from my series, and the fact that I missed over 60 Yetis just because this change wasn't out sooner is kind of sad, but something exciting to look forward to. So definitely a very needed change. But when I look at this number and I think of what it could have been, it's a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, that's all I have on the patch notes. Some really crucial changes that if you don't pay attention to the forums, I thought you should know, because this is gonna be very exciting stuff moving forward. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me today. A bit of a shorter one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy though. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. But without further ado, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, take care.